Hello again, this is the best of chess, and here with you is FIDE Master Bojan Ivanovic. Subject of our lesson today will be tactical element of blockade for an easy level. And before all, I will explain what the tactical element of blockade is, why we use blockade, and main difference between positional and tactical blockade. When we are talking about tactical element of blockade, we are thinking about operation where we are forcing our opponent to place his piece or pawn somewhere where this piece or pawn will blockade possibilities of some other pieces of our opponent. And we're mostly using tactical element of blockade to stop opponent's king from escaping from mating net. Main difference between positional and tactical blockade is that in positional blockade we're using some of our pieces or pawns to create a blockade, and in tactical we're forcing opponent to blockade his pieces or pawns. And now let's see couples of illustrative examples, and then we will go to see some practical examples. This is our first illustrative example. We're looking in this position from white perspective, and in this position white is on the move. And okay, we will start with quantitative analyze, and we can see that white has queen, bishop, knight, and 4 pawns, and black has queen, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, knight, and 3 pawns. So black has 2 rooks and bishop for a pawn, and obviously from a material point of view black is completely winning. But okay, in this position white is on the move, as I said. Now we'll take a look in qualitative analyze, and we can see that white king on h1 is in danger of being mated by rook f1. So if black is on the move, this game would be over. Queen on g6 is very active, and together with this also active pieces, bishop and knight, are creating mating net around this king on e7. Also important part in this attack is also this pawn on d5, which can possibly advance and create some threats. Now we'll take a look in black position, and we can see that this king on e7 is completely exposed and already is in some mating net. Queen on b6 is somehow out of the game and can't be used so easily, but okay, anyway, this queen is not weak. Rook on f8 is very strong and threatening to give a mate to white king, and also controlling this f file. Rook on a8 is for the moment completely undeveloped. Bishop on c5 is protecting this d6 square, and okay, this bishop is very important because otherwise white would be completely winning by playing d6. White will give a mate to black king. So this bishop on c5 is very important. Bishop on d7 is also protecting this king on e7, and knight on a2 is for the moment misplaced, but okay, we can just assume that this knight took some piece or pawn on a2. So for the moment this knight is out of the game, but easily this knight can be transferred into center. And okay, this king on e7 is main minus obviously in black position, and white is on the move, and if white does not manage to give a mate to a black king, then obviously white is going to lose this game very quickly. And okay, let's see what is the option for white. And okay, let's see option about giving a check by bishop h4, and we can see that after bishop h4 black can play king d6. Now we can see that white has some battery, and after using this battery by playing knight f8, king c7, bishop g3, king c8, now knight d7, king d7, queen e6 check, only move king d8, and we can see that now we have perpetual check, and this is draw. So in this position, white is able to make a draw by playing bishop h4, and okay, that is good for start. Now we should try to find out if white can manage to improve this attack and to make mate, and we will use tactical element of blockade, and that we will achieve by playing d6. And in previous line we saw that this d6 was square for escaping for black king, and now we are blocking this square by forcing black to take on d6. And okay, in this position black is forced to take bishop d6, and after this move black king cannot escape anymore on d6, and after bishop h4 black is forced to play rook f6, and now queen f6 check, king e8 only move, and knight g7 mate. So we used a tactical element of blockade, and that helped us to give a mate to a black king. Now we'll go to our next illustrative example. This is our next illustrative example, and okay, in this position we're looking from black perspective, and black is on the move. And okay, we will start with estimation of the position. We can see that black has queen, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, and 6 pawns, and on the other side white has queen, 2 rooks, bishop, knight, and 5 pawns. So black has material advantage, and black is 1 pawn up. Now we'll go to qualitative analyze, and okay, we can see that black king on c8 is not perfect, but white cannot make any threat around this king, so this king is safe for the moment. Queen on a3 is infiltrated in white camp and create many threats around this king on c2. Rook on d8 is fighting for the control over this open d file, and also rook on f8 is fighting for the control over this f file. So rooks are perfectly placed. Bishop on h6 is controlling this very important diagonal for attacking on white king, and the bishop on d5 is centralized and also very well placed. King on c2 is very weak, because there is many dark squares around this king which are very weak, and also this active position of black pieces creates many dangers for this king. Queen on e5 is very well placed in the middle of the board and controlling almost all the board. Also rook on d1 is well placed, fighting for the control over this d file. Rook on h1 is for the moment undeveloped, but can be easily well developed by playing rook hf1, for instance. Bishop on b1 is very bad, restricted with this pawn on a2, and also with king on c2. And knight is very important in this position, controlling some important square, especially this one on d2. And okay, this is one of the main pieces which are defending king on c2. And Okay, now black should try to make a plan how to use this bad position of white king, and also to try to use this tactical element of blockade. And I will show you the combination. Black will play rook f3, sacrificing this exchange, and after forced move, or white will have immediately material deficit. Then after gf3, which is almost forced, bishop b3, we are opening this d file, and also with the check at the same time. And after a b3 forced move, we're deflecting this rook from protection of this d2 square, and at the same time we are making blockade of this c1 square by playing queen c1. And now white is forced to take with rook on c1 and rook d2 its mate. So this was beautiful combination. Black sacrificed queen, rook and bishop to manage to give a mate to white king. And now we'll go to our last illustrative example, and after that we will have practical example. Let's see next illustrative example. In this example we're looking from white perspective, and white is on the move. And okay, we will start with estimation of the position. We can see that white has queen, rook, 2 bishops, and 6 pawns, and on the other side black has queen, 2 rooks, bishop, and 5 pawns. So white has bishop and a pawn for rook, so that is not so bad, and material is almost equal, maybe slightly better for black, but almost equal, as I said. And okay, now we'll go to qualitative analyze, and we can see that white has perfectly safe king on g1, queen on f6 is very active, and controlling this already weakened dark squares around this king in black camp. Rook on f1 is at the moment doing nothing, but this rook will be easily included in attack by playing rook d1, and bishops, especially this bishop on c1, which is undeveloped for the moment, can be very important in this fight for dark squares. And bishop on e2 is also ready to participate in attack by playing bishop b5 or bishop c4. So all of white pieces can be very easily activated, and almost everything is forced. On the other side, black has very weak position of his king. Also dark squares are very weak, as I said, and rook on e7 is misplaced. Rook on a8 is undeveloped. Bishop on e6 is one of rare piece which are good in black camp. And okay, this queen on b8 is somehow passive, but okay, easily this queen can be included in game by playing, for instance, queen d6. But white is on the move, and white should do something to force black king to come on bad square onto, or to make a blockade. So again, we will use tactical element of blockade, of course, and we will achieve that by playing bishop b5. And of course, now if black plays bishop d7, we achieved blockade, and now after queen h8 it's mate. So bishop d7 is a bad move. Instead of bishop d7, black could play king f8, but then again mate after queen h8, and also could play rook d7. But now even just to take on d7, and white has big advantage, but white can make almost forced mate after queen h8, king e7, bishop g5 check, and if black plays f6, then queen f6 check, king d6, rook c1, and after this move there is unstoppable threat of mating black king by playing bishop f4, so mate in the next move. And okay, instead of f6, black would play also king d6, and in this way white would play queen d4, and after king c7, then queen c5 mate. And okay, last option for black is to play king d8, and that is the strongest continuation. But after this move also white will use check, rook d1. This rook on e7 is pinned, so it's not possible for black to protect this king from check by playing rook d7, but okay, it's possible by playing bishop d7. And now we're again using this pinning, and we're playing rook d7 check. And after king c8, white can play queen c3 check, and after queen c7, then just queen c7 mate. And now we'll go to our practical example. Okay, this is our first practical example for today, and we will start with our usual thinking process. First step is estimation of the position. We can see that white has queen to rooks, knight and 5 pawns, and black has also queen to rooks and bishop and 5 pawns. So material is approximately equal, and we can start with making estimation qualitative analyze of the position, and we can see that white king on g1 is very safe here. Queen on f3 is supporting this very strong and centralized. Knight on d5 and also participating in some attack on this f7 square and this position of black king, and rooks are perfectly placed doubled on e file and controlling this opened e file. On the other side, we can also say that this theoretically this c3 pawn and this a2 pawn are isolated, and these are minuses in white position, but it's very hard for black to use this because white is on the move, and white will try to make some combinations. Okay, let's see now black position. We can see that this king on f8 is not perfectly placed, but at the moment this king is safe and protecting this important e8 square from some potential checking. And okay, queen on b7 is also making half pinning of this knight on d5. Rooks are very passive and hitting in this pawn on d6, but okay, this rook on e8 is very important because this rook is protecting the last rank of black, and that is very important. But this rook on d7 is really misplaced completely. And bishop on g7 is protecting black king, and also this bishop is very active controlling this diagonal b1 h7. And okay, now we will try to make some plan how to create some threats about this king. And okay, we can see that this rook on d7 is misplaced, and we will use that bad position of that rook. Also, we will use a strong position of this knight on d5, which is centralized, and active position of these rooks and this queen on f3. And okay, how to make some threat of mating and to attack this rook on d7. And I think only move which can achieve these goals can be just knight f6. And after knight f6, we can see that white is threatening to give a mate on e8 by playing rook e8, and of course if black plays, for instance, queen c8 to protect this threat, then white can play easily knight d7, and material advantage is in white favor, and white is completely winning in this position. Okay, instead of this move, queen c8, black should take this obviously gf6 to try to stop this mate and to justify that white sacrifice was not correct, but it's not true because of queen f6, and now white is threatening to give a mate by playing queen h8. And okay, now we can see that after this move, only move to protect this threat is bishop h7, and now we're giving a check. If we make this move, queen h6 check, then black can play king g8, and okay, it's probably also lost completely, but this can make this way longer. So king g8, and now rook g3, and now bishop g6, and after rook h3, it's winning position for white, of course. But instead of queen h6, we can use blockade, tactical element of blockade, to achieve much quicker mate by playing queen h8 check, and after this check, black is forced to blockade this square on g8 by playing bishop g8, and now we can see that after playing queen h6, we're giving a mate, and also black is not able anymore to come on g8 with his king because of this bishop on g8. And okay, this was our last example for today. This was a lesson about blockade for an easy level, and I hope you enjoyed. Next lesson will be blockade for a hard level, where we will take a look at some much more complex example. And okay, for the best of chess, this was FIDE Master Bojan Ivanovic. See you soon.